Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. I was talking to my wife the other day. I had just made this presentation, this video for YouTube, and it was entitled Human Beings Are Not Worth a Damn. And she didn't like the title, she was offended. And I began to give her a statement that would, if you analyzed it, it would come up with the conclusion that I had made. And she began to tell me that other people just don't think like me, and if they don't think like me, that doesn't make them wrong or this or that. I tried to bring into focus in the discussion something that is common amongst us, like when we're driving on the highway, everybody stays in his own lane because everyone wants to get from the point that they started from to the point that they're headed to. And they all got something invested in getting there, and that's staying in their lane, not stepping out of it. Accidents do occur. And so when we're looking at our lives, and we're looking at so many accidents that are reflected in pain and suffering and poverty and crime and violence, when you're looking at these things, somebody needs to draw the lines that divide or make the lane so people can stay in it. And whether they were thinking like me or not, if I'm thinking about fixing these lanes and they are not thinking about fixing these lanes, and they are thinking about something that has to do with a lot of accidents on the highway of life. And that can't be good for the people who get on the highway expecting to get where they're going. And especially if they got somebody testing and making sure that there aren't any violators out there. So, and nevertheless, I ended up thinking to myself that if I thought the plan that I advocated was beautiful because it included everyone in the profits of life, peace, prosperity, and joy, and all other good things that you would expect to have in heaven. And if they came over something else that leaves some people hungry, some people homeless, some people, all of these negatives, I'm not for that. And I'm going to speak for what I stand for. And as long as I stand for that and they stand for something that causes pain and suffering, I'm going to speak out against it. I don't care if they do have the right to see it. I'm going to tell them that they're wrong. I'm going to tell them that there's something better. I know they might not understand it. That's why I not only tell them, but I emphasize it in the way I live. Well, that's what I'm saying to everybody. We have a responsibility to express ourselves. When we say we are one thing and we are doing something else, what we are doing is who and what we really are, not what we say. There had a little thing on TV the other day. The interviewer was asking people on the streets, if they believed in God and Jesus, and if they believed that lying and all these things were wrong. And then he asked them if they did some of these things. And in most of the things that they had said, the Bible said was wrong, they admitted that they had done. And when asked if they were guilty, they said, yeah, they were guilty. And if they were going to be penalized for going to hell for doing it, that's where they would be headed. Just facting, telling the truth. But none of them thought that, that it was too bad to do these things. They felt a need to do them, and they did them, regardless of what restrictions are there. They're taking a chance. Well, anyway, what I want to say to this, if there are those of you out there who feel that you have a vision for humankind that is blessed either by God or just by you, then you should do whatever is possible to make it known to the rest of us, because we all want the same thing. All of us talk about going to heaven. And none of us thinking about ruling in heaven. None of us thinking about being on top in heaven. We just think if we can get to heaven, we're protected from now on. And I'm saying to you, we can create that right here. We can create that right here. That which we are hoping we can go to, which we can run to. We went to the moon, they say. I know we made rubber tires and wheels and planes. I know we did that. So, and now they're talking about making cars that drive us on the road. We can go to sleep, mash in where we want to go, and it'll get us there. Won't have an accident. Now, we can do that. Driving between these lanes, making rules and regulations that protects us while we riding in these here cars. It's the same thing when it comes to talking about peace and prosperity for all of us. The basic thing, the basic premise that is required is that we require that everyone have a job, everyone have a career, everyone have something to do in life, and a career of their own choosing. It's a requirement, like going into the military, that everybody. Now there are some exceptions, and those exceptions are those people who are disadvantaged, who can't work per se. And if they got something, regardless of their predicament, that they want to do and can do, by all means. But the only people that are not working are those people who just can't work. Whether it's because they're having a baby, whether it's because they're taking care of a loved one, whatever the reasons are. But other than that, and you're having a job of your choosing, which is something that you can love to do. And there is no limit on education. You can get all the education you need to be the best that you can be. And you don't have to worry about getting sick, because the doors have been opened to find cures for everything that we can possibly have. The doors have been opened wide to find cures for everything we can possibly have. And the care will be there for every last one of us, from the womb to the tomb. From the womb to the tomb. And those things that we do, those careers that we have chosen, they make us ready for various positions in every job opening or career opening out here in the world. For sure in our country. We're prepared. And we create, make all of the goods and services that we, the people, determine that we want, need, or desire. And we do it in such an abundance because the material resources have been made available. And through all of the increase in the workforce, that the labor force is overwhelming, till the workload must be reduced. And yet, though we are free now to spend more time with family and friends and relationships and travel and to see the world, yet we can receive from the reservoir of goods and services whatever we want, need, or desire. That's heavenly. That is divine. That is divine. That's what I'm talking to you about. There then is no crime. There then is no violence. We don't need police. We don't need a military force. Because we are the answer to all of that. We're taking away the excuse. Terrorists exist because they are being abused. And for whatever reason, efforts have failed them to resolve the situation. And now they are coming back any way they can, and they don't mind dying. And they're coming against people who don't mind killing them. That's all because it's absence of the spirit of this for which I bring to you today, for this that I speak to you of. It is absent out there. Those of you who hear me now, right now, you know you are on some side. You want somebody to win and somebody to lose. But do you think about everybody becoming a winner? Why can't they all become a winner? Because they don't know how to become a winner. They have not had the proper education. Those who speak to them about God will say in a minute, before anything happens to Israel, send all the missiles, send all the atomic bombs over there and give it to Israel so they can protect their stuff, protect our stuff. What stuff? We don't own any stuff. We didn't bring anything into this world. We don't take anything out of this world. We got no stuff. This is all God's stuff. And who is the stuff for? The stuff is for everybody who needs it. Everybody who needs it, wherever they might be. The stuff is for everybody that needs it. And if you want to pick up a knife, a gun, a bomb, and go and kill somebody so you can have the stuff, it's because you are a representative of the anti-God. The anti-God, the force, the hate, selfish to the extent that you are willing to kill not just one, but a whole nation of people. And you got the support of the whole human race. They are either on one side or the other. They are not in the center, standing up for everybody. They are on one side or the other. And she says to me that they got a right to be there. And God Almighty says, you got a right to be there. And I said to God just earlier today, I want to live as though I'm in heaven today because it's my right. And I'm in a place where people don't want to live like that if they got to put their hands and play a part in creating it. They just want it to be a gift. They get it out of all that they do that has nothing to do with the process of creating it. They want that to be a reward. And I'm living here in the midst of this, wanting it, willing to pay the price, willing to put my hands and feet and mouth to the plow. And I'm not ready for you to take my life and send me to heaven or some different place where all that stuff is happening. I want to stay here with this family. And I am not going to take on the ways of the system that you have shown me and I have talked about for 38 years as being damnable. I'm not going to pick up anything and start becoming a part of it. So I guess that means I have to win the lottery. And you know, I don't think you play any part in anybody winning the lottery. But I can say this. You know my situation. And I can only ask you for help. And I'm not going to ask you for what specific kind of help, because you know the best kind of help. And I ask you, and I thank you. Back to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to let this go for whatever it's worth. Bye-bye.